January Journal 2021. Log entry day 20. Gratitude. I'm very thankful to be back at this again. I had 2 days of wacky schedule and terrible sleep, and worse than the terrible sleep was the exhausting fatigue. Reason why I wasn't able to record. And I am thankful for the first time I was gentle with myself. And I said, this journal project doesn't have to be perfect. This is mostly for myself to create a healthy habit of recording something every day, or if not every day, at least every other day. But I'm going to try to keep it every day if I can. I'm thankful that I am listening to my body and healing myself first. I'm thankful for my friends who were there all the way through, and I regret nothing when it comes to dedicating time to the people that I love and the people who want to be a part of my life. I am grateful for my intuition, and I am grateful that finally I am listening to my gut feeling and everything that it tries to tell me, instead of brushing it off as, oh, maybe I just have anxiety. Oh, maybe it's just no. When my gut feeling is telling me no, I should pay attention and act accordingly. I'm grateful that I'm finally starting to see results in my self-care and self-healing routines. I am very thankful for all the people who have come to some of my last transmissions. You're very welcome here. I appreciate you, every single one of you, and you know very well that I never take this for granted. Thank you so much for being here. I'm thankful for my parents and my friends and all the people who like my stories. Everyone is very much appreciated. So, I have to cover up 3 topics now, because I have been absent for a few days. But no problem, I realize that all these topics are kind of connected. So let's get on with it. This might not be part of the gratitude section on its own, but I have to say this, I am very thankful for the writing advice, genuine writing advice from some of my writer friends. Again, Lauren Sevier, you are a wonderful person. You are very wise, and I thank you for all the advice that I've received from you. Not only this about the query, but in general. I was remembering several conversations we had previously, and it reactivated my intuition, and I'm so grateful. But yes, Lauren Sevier, who also published a book recently. It's on screen. You can see that beautiful cover. She published a YA fantasy called Songs of Autumn. Yes, shameless promotion for a fellow writer. You can check her book. But yes, she helped me also with developing and improving the blurb for my query, you know, the part where you talk about the book itself. And she helped me with some formatting style choices, and she suggested a couple of things on my bio. So even the bio has changed a little bit. This is the final query. This is aimed at a specific agent, so I have a personalized section on top. And I'm not gonna read it this time, or should I read it? Let's just read it, doll. Don't be such a lazy alien. Yes, the query is on screen. I will put it big enough so everyone can read along. There, of course, are some names covered and things, because this query letter is personalized to this particular agent. So the personalized line might change if I look for another agent, but I am being very, very specific. So, dear agent, dear person, this could be also a reader, you know, but it says, I'm querying because of your sensitivity to represent books about outside perspective, like book name here and book name here, and you go above and beyond to make the authors and their books succeed. The Weaving Spider and Moth is an Own Voices paranormal science fiction. The manuscript is completed at 88,000 words. It is a standalone with serious potential that could be compared to All the Light We Cannot See, set in space. Tibor was born in a laboratory and raised in isolation aboard the new International Space Station. His dream is going to Earth to see all its natural wonders. But first, he wants to be the best astral spy his adoptive father's ever seen. After Tibor is put in charge of testing new recruits from Earth and their lucid dreaming skills and fails to complete the task, things take a turn for the worst when his adoptive father reveals his real intentions, training Tibor to become an astral assassin. Between dreams and reality, his father's approval is at conflict with his morality. Then he gets a new task, A non-modified girl with unknown extrasensory skills has been missing for years. He must find her. With the guidance of new friends, he might meet his equal. But is this person an ally or his next victim? From a very young age, I was curious and enthusiastic about topics like astronomy and lucid dreams. I'm an aspiring author who also happens to be partially blind. I have self-published a couple of short stories and poems to grow my author platform. Currently, I am working as an assistant at Publisher Name, and I'm serious about a long-term writing career. Please find the sample chapters below. Thank you in advance for your time and consideration. Sincerely, Dalcecil Runo, my email, my Twitter. Sincerely, I don't think it will get any better than that. So that's the final and improved query letter. Again, thank you so much, Lauren Sevier, for all your suggestions. I took it into account and I worked on it the best I could. So hopefully it's ready. That was the topic for day 18. That would be my final query for literary agents. Of course, I would be changing the personalized line at the top because, every agent is different. So it depends on my research and it depends on what am I going to say to each and every single agent, which is a lot of work, but hey, it's part of the task. If you want to get traditionally published, you have to personalize your query to an agent these days. Otherwise, you have no chance. They say in some videos that you don't really have to personalize the query. You get better chances if you do because the industry is just harsh. So you have to make sure that you do all the homework and you take all the steps necessary for agents to give you the time of day. It is really that hard. And I am willing to work and do the things that I have to do. I'm here for it. It will show this literary agent that I am a hard-working person. Definitely, they are not going to just ignore me this time. I'm determined. I also learned from Lauren's streams. I know I'm mentioning her a lot. She knows very much. I mean, she's also an editor and she's very good at writing blurbs for books. So check her out. So I learned from her that we sometimes need a tagline, a logline, a pitch, and I am completely lost. What would be the logline or tagline or whatever for this Own Voices paranormal sci-fi with a literary touch? I mean, that's a mouthful, and those are just the genres. But it is what it is. So I have tried some pitching contest on Twitter, and there will be a pitch contest dedicated to authors with disabilities specifically. So I don't know. I mean, I'm going to try it out, of course, but I have my pitches ready. I'm going to put them on screen. I'm not going to read them for you, but they are large enough. I think everyone except for my blind friends would be able to read it, but yes, basically it's the same thing as a query in a size large, or I'd rather say small enough for a tweet. And one of the pitches rhymes because I have nothing else to do with my life than creating a tweet that rhymes, and it's a pitch for a pitching contest. Now, I have my doubts with pitching contests and mentorship programs because I feel that my little thing is just not commercial enough. And those spaces like Pitch Wars and Author Mentor Match and PitMat and all those Twitter stuff that happen, I feel those are targeted for writers of young adult and writers of fantasy or contemporary or romance, genres that are just more commercial than what I'm trying to do over here. Thus, I sometimes feel a little bit inadequate trying out those spaces, knowing that my thing is just agents who participate in these pitching contests are agents who represent something more commercial. This is how I have found some of the agents that I have previously queried, and damn, I was just looking in the wrong places or barking at the wrong tree. It's a lesson. That's why I'm sharing it here. It's a hard pill to swallow, but a lot of the writing advice and suggestions of where to find your agent, it's to go to all these places of commercial fiction, and mine is not that it's not commercial. It is, but what is the word that everybody uses for my thing? It's more niche. Oh yes, because your thing is very niche, and it's very niche, and that's the new one. I hear it very often now. So what the hell am I doing in those spaces? If you happen to be a writer of anything that's like a genre blend that is quote unquote very niche, don't go there. Save yourself the pain in the butt and just don't go there. Talking from experience. How would I pitch or market my book? Let's say outside of Twitter to someone, just talking to someone, like an elevator conversation. Somebody comes into the elevator, I'm there, and they ask me, so, hey, what's your book about? Well, my book is about genetically modified people who are born with extrasensory skills and they live aboard the new International Space Station, but no one on Earth is aware of them. I guess that's it. That's what I have. That will be the short version for conversations with my friends or like new people that are, oh, so you're a writer, so what's your book about? That will be the answer, I guess. I hope it's intriguing. And then this topic of the day, which would be day 20 actually, also came up in the query letter because I was suggested to change the bio a little bit to link it with my book somehow. What would be the way that makes me the person to write this book and blah, blah, blah. There was a suggestion of connecting the lucid dreaming thing with me being blind. And I was like, no, because that doesn't have anything to do. You can have lucid dreams regardless if you're blind, no blind, that has nothing to do. In fact, I think it would be harder for people who cannot see anything at all to distinguish that they are having a lucid dream, which is another topic for another day, but the two things don't come together. So I had to take in the suggestion and work it a little bit because I don't want to share my private life. If I can or cannot do lucid dreaming myself, that's none of the agent's business. And then I also came up with this thing that I was also born and kind of raised in isolation, and then I decided to delete that from the query because, again, privacy. I don't want this literary agent up on my business, you know. I like privacy. I don't show my face and I don't show my real name for reasons, and I'm not gonna fail to keep my privacy in a query letter just because I want to get published. So I had to think, and I was like, well, I mean, I have always been interested in these topics, so I guess that's what kind of quote unquote qualifies me to write this. I mean, I just didn't want to bring up the yay because I'm blind and dreams make me see the beauty of the world. Please, no, this book is very depressing. I cannot bring up this happy clappy inspiring thing in the bio when my book is a depression in itself. No, this is a sad book and I like my privacy. So this brings me to this topic of how do you market yourself as an author versus how do you market your books. Again, I suck at marketing, as you have known from previous transmissions. I don't know what to do with marketing. I suck at it. I don't have the knowledge or the training or the research ability. I don't know what to do with marketing. So I made mistakes marketing myself as an author here because I put the alien thing as a headline for my brand. I was an own voices partially blind alien, which I still am. I am an alien. I'm very happy to keep the joke. It's fun and it's among friends, and I'm a sci-fi writer, so hello, I'm the alien. Pew pew pew, it's fun. But it's not serious. A literary agent wouldn't take me seriously if they see such a thing. Yeah, sure, you write sci-fi, but are you really an alien? And unfortunately, I have to let you know, future doll, that there were a couple of people from the New Age circles that somehow found you for your own research in lucid dreaming and whatever, and they were really asking you if you were really literally you were an alien. There are some very interesting people out there, and I don't want my silly marketing strategies to be misleading, and some people are saying that I am truly an alien from the Pleiades or who knows where. No. So I had to be more careful with my branding. I had some rebranding this year. And of course, I'll keep the joke. You guys can still call me the blind alien. I'm from Andromeda. That's gonna be my answer because I don't want to share the country of origin. I will never say that, but Andromeda. So it will still remain a joke and a friendly thing among fellow writers who know me deeper. But when it comes to like putting yourself up front for literary agents in the traditional publishing market, no, honey. No. That I will have to thank my mother for it, because she called me out on this bullshit and she said, you have to cut it short a little bit because like don't use it as an upfront for your brand. It's great, But for a literary agent that has been around for so many years and they have seen absolutely everything under the sun, you come across as childish. And she's right. So thank you, Mom. It doesn't hurt me. It's the truth. And it's very constructive feedback. So Mom is the best. She's very wise. But how would you market your book? Who is your audience? I am struggling and I don't find writing advice or marketing advice that would work for my very niche situation over here, because the majority of the marketing advice that I find in the writing community is, once again, targeted for YA fantasy or YA romance or contemporary romance or contemporary fantasy. I don't even know if that's a thing, but I mean, it's science fiction seems to be the unwanted child of the writing community. Nobody knows what to do with science fiction. Nobody knows where the sci-fi people are. If I ask, they say, oh, well, I don't know about your niche. And I'm like, since when is science fiction a niche? Wow. I feel strange, but okay, I know nothing about marketing. So again, I'm lost in the marketing because I don't know what to do, but I'm not dwelling on it so much. I will focus on developing my writing skills, hopefully landing on a literary agent who knows where my audience might be. Hopefully, I will not end up marketing my book at the New Age crowd because, let's be honest, my book is the last thing that the New Agers want to read about, because it's not the story of love and light and twin flames and soulmates and all those things that they like to talk about, and law of attraction. And I know those circles very well. I spent some years of my life trying to understand things and I fell in the wrong hole. So that's how I know that my book is not really for that crowd, because that crowd, first of all, they don't read science fiction, they don't read literary fiction, they read spiritual books about whatever it is that they are talking about right now, whatever it's trending in the New Age community. So they are very specific and picky about what they read, and they don't really get out of that circle. They read The Secret and whatever book by Abraham Hicks and Wayne Dyer and whatever book about the Pleiades. And yeah, I'm telling you, I know this crowd. So yeah, that's not my crowd. So hopefully I will not end up marketing my stories for them, because they are not the right people for it. And I just know it because unfortunately I've been there. So yeah, where is my audience? I still don't know. I suppose it's the sci-fi crowd and the paranormal crowd. Paranormal alone. Paranormal without the romance part. So at least I figured out the genres. Now let's see what else I can do if I can land on the offer of publication or representation or whatever from a literary agent, an editor, publishing house, anything like that. I can only work on what I can control and let the rest just be. But from the things I can do, well, my platform is very sci-fi and kind of paranormal sometimes. I'm gonna be working on creating content about lucid dreams in the future, maybe some dream interpretation analysis, bringing in the psychoanalytic aspect, like from Sigmund Freud and such things. Maybe I'm going to make content around those topics to see if I can bring in the right crowd, because that might be the right crowd. People who are interested in psychoanalysis and dreams and symbolism and lucid dreams without being a new ager, such things. We will see. I don't really know where I'm standing, so I know already that when I start moving forward next month, this is one of the things that I have to develop. So thank you for being here. Thank you for enjoying the ride with my growth as an author, and hopefully this can help you somehow, all this rambling. It's been long today. As always, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for listening.